Honestly, like sitting here, I'd rather die alone than fucking ever get married listening to this shit. This is terrible.
Statistically,
no, you wouldn't, but it's
terrible.
okay.
I would rather.
No,
Honestly, how are you a high value man when I hate my life?
Statistically speaking, you're headed there.
I'm good with it. I'd rather.
Statistically, you're headed there. I'll tell
I
you
would
this.
be so
What do you
depressed
think-
in this
what do
type
you-
of relationship.
What do you think the average age of marriage, first marriage, is in the United States?
But I think it's first marriage is the
First
biggest
marriage.
point.
First marriage. What do you think the
Probably
average
20.
age? Okay, for women, what do you think the average age of first marriage is?
Probably 20.
You're
Oh my God.
way
Are you
more.
serious with
The
this?
average age of first marriage in the United States, and this is the United States.
Yep.
It's actually worse in other countries, but in the United States, it's 29.8 for men and 28.7 for women. So exactly where you guys are at, you're the statistical average right now. Yeah, you're the statistical average right now. Yeah. And then what was it? Morgan Stanley, the rise of the she economy. Morgan Stanley right now, and I believe Forbes as well, are predicting that by 2030, women who are in the prime demographic for like working age women, which is 25 to 44. And so between those ages, I believe it is 45. I'm just going to round it off. 45% of women between the ages of 25 and 44 will be single and sexless, and well, probably not sexless, but single and childless for the rest of their lives. And they're already like this is Morgan Stanley. They're already forecasting business forecasts to accommodate that because women are the primary consumers in the United States right now. So right now where you guys are at, that's when you guys are saying, well, it's all about age. Yeah, I'm sorry, but it is all about age.
We're forgetting an important fact of why women are not married, and it's high-powered women. It's statistically women that make over $100,000 a year are not going to be married. So you are correct. There are more women in the workforce that make that much money. So I would agree, therefore. But again, what does that say about men?
Doesn't say anything about men. How's that working out? Oh, so we're weak because of what?
Statistically, most men that make over $100,000 a year marry a woman that makes $40,000 or less.
And what does that have to do with weakness?
You need a mommy. You need somebody to baby you.
Well, sweetheart, there's a big gap between $40,000 a year and a mommy. Like, you got to do better than that.
How? Could you live off $40,000 a year in Miami?
I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about you. Like, you're talking about you making $40,000.
But what we're talking about are
sweetheart,
statistics that have been around for 20
baby girl,
years.
We don't need your money. That's the point. We don't need
Obviously,
your
you guys
money.
do. Do you know the statistics of men that are in this prime range that make that much money?
I don't know. You tell me.
Do.
You tell me.
Let's say you made 100,000. Does he have to make 101?
Yep.
Is it okay if he makes 50?
Yes, it is okay if he makes 50.
Where's the cap?
Does he need a mommy?
Where's the cap?
I need a decent guy that's not a piece of shit.
So what
Now she's reaching.
what
You're
is your
pissed.
advice
That's
to
not.
women?
I'm not reaching.
She's
That's
pissed
my
off.
honest opinion. You guys think that like strong women are men and bitches, and I think you're a weak piece of shit. I mean, that's fair.
Okay. Womanese Volume 4 drops this Friday at noon Eastern. Noon Eastern.
So what we're establishing here is that your estimate of a guy, whether he has mommy issues or whatever he needs, is based like primarily on finances.
No,
on the money that he's making.
I was discussing the statistics you just talked about that, hey, all these women, we're forecasting them to be non-married and sexless. Yes, but these are statistics that have been around for 20 years. That women that make over $100,000 a year are statistically single.
Yeah.
So more women are making that much money. So you are.
And how's that working
correct.
out for them?
Do you
think that because you make $100,000 a year that you should be more attractive than a woman who makes $50,000?
Let me ask you a question. Do you think I'd rather make $100,000 a year and not get cheated on than sit at home and make $40,000 a year and submit to some great man? Like,
apples and oranges.
Dude,
they're
apples
not
and cars.
apples and oranges.
Apples
it's
and
very
oil changes.
simple.
Well,
it's
apples
very
and oil
simple.
changes.
See what happens is when you get into conversations like what was I just saying a second ago about like alpha females, right? When you decide that that's going to be the archetype that you're going to set for your life, primarily the reason why women do end up where you're at right now is because exactly what you just said. I need to feel that I can trust him. I need to feel like I can, like remember when I said about the parachute, like, will you trust him with your life?
Yeah.
You will never trust a man with your life at all.
I wouldn't trust most people with my life, but if you show me enough, I will, and I have.
So what is enough? What is enough to make you submit?
Well, first, none of you would deal with this because I'm not going to deal with the man cheating on me. I can sleep with 100 times the people you can, and I'm not doing
Trust
it.
us, we know.
Look, we know that you have so much to offer. I get it. A girl gets a job with you. Whoa, God forbid someone. I could get my own job. So thank you.
I'm sure you can.
So if you can do all of these things, what do you need a man for?
But exactly. But honestly, I would rather be single than end up with an alpha man that makes X amount of money and is going to cheat on me, and I'm going to get HIV and everything else.
So
and
gonorrhea and syphilis. Don't forget gonorrhea.
So your ideal man is going to be who's going to be beneath you. He's going to be the one who's
my ideal man is not going to look at me that I'm less of a human being because I'm a woman, which is what all of you guys are doing. Absolutely. I don't deserve the same thing you do because I'm not a man. I'm supposed to be cheated on because I'm not a man.
Okay. All we've done right up to this point is quote statistics and ask you questions as to like where you're at in life and what it is that you're doing in life. I don't think anybody here has said, first of all, I don't believe in equality, period. Okay. But that's because I don't believe in the concept of equality. Right. So when we talk about like superiority of like guys will say, well, women tend to think of guys like you just are presuming here that like alpha males think you're less or you're more. I don't think you're less or you're more. It's determined by what is the challenge. OK, so if I want to have a baby, I'm fucked because I'm a guy. I can't. It seems very unfair, but that's just those are the cards that I got. And those are the cards that you got. So when we're talking about equality is defined by what is the challenge. Equality doesn't happen in a vacuum, okay? So when we talk about how men and women are different, that's what I'm talking about. So there are things that you're very good at, and there's things that I'm very good at intrinsically because I'm a man and because you're a woman, okay? What happens is in a gynocentric female primary society, there's this idea that guys, whenever they even say the word submit, it means it sounds like sinister, right? It sounds like, well, I'm gonna cram, you know, I don't mean it in the sense like it's a negative connotation. I'm just saying, what will it take for you to feel secure with that guy? What will it take for you to trust that guy with your life? And every one of you has said up to this point that marriage and finding that is not a very high priority for you. So what are the
options?
Where are you going to go?
I'm going to marry a bunch of guys that are going to cheat on me. And
how many guys?
That's exactly what we're telling you.
In my defense, I asked you all, do you guys cheat? And you said, yes, we would.
Yes.
That's literally what the answer was. So I'm going off of what you told me.
I don't cheat.
I've never cheated on my
wife. If I'm going to be out there with somebody, then I'm going to do this, right? So if that's what you're telling me, then of course that's how I feel, right? Like, I don't feel like I should have to accept less than somebody else.
Let me give you the real bad news here real quickly, because what's happening right now is you make your own damn money. You're very secure in your yourself, that you don't have marriage as a high priority, but you want to deal with what you're doing right now. And then if marriage comes along, you're good. Same thing for you right now. You're not really interested in marriage unless the guy happens to be like fucking Superman. Okay. The guy has to be like so high above you that you will trust that guy with your life. You're where you're at right now as well. The problem with what's going on right now is you already have that side, that security side of your mating strategy is already set. At least up here it is. So it's like you've got your own life together, you've got your life together, you've got your life together. What does a man need? Why would he go for any of you right now? Because you don't need him. You don't need a man. There is no need for the guy. Well, but
Jamie's like, wait a minute.
So there's only
to not be cheated on.
So there's only So loyalty is a very big deal for you. But why would a guy even get into a relationship with you in the first place?
Let me defend myself, because what I have been told in this studio is high value men cheat. So if you are asking me why I'm not looking for that,
let me clarify this, guys.
Agreed.
Me and Amanda had a discussion 2 days ago where I said that men and women don't show commitment the same way.
That's where this is coming from.
Yeah, men show their commitment through sharing resources and their money, their housing, emotional investment, etc. Women show their commitment through fidelity, and we don't show commitment the same way. And I basically said, if you're dealing with a top 1% guy, be prepared to share him, because more than likely he's going to have his options of women. And if he cheats on you, it's not necessarily as bad as women think, because men treat sex as physical and women treat sex much more emotional. So if a man cheats on his wife, he can still love his wife. But if a woman cheats on her husband, it's over. Yep. So we show commitment differently, and then Amanda didn't like that because she said, "Well, that's bullshit that you can cheat, but I can't." I was trying to explain to her that the way men show commitment is different. Now, with that said, Amanda, suspend my belief system, and you can have the discussion with these guys because they don't necessarily believe what I'm saying as far as like high value men can cheat. Some guys do it, some guys don't. But I think it's completely okay for a man that's a top 1%er, etc. If he can afford it, to be able to have as many women that he wants to deal with, because his main girl is going to get a side of him that these other women never will. So that's my opinion on it. That's what I was saying, but that's where Amanda's contention comes from a little bit.
Do you agree? I want to hear. Do you guys agree with that?
Because it's
Yes.
it's a fact of reality. I'll be cynical.
20 minutes ago.
But just hold on. Just because
I'm
they
not
agree with
saying
it
it's
doesn't
right.
mean that they do it. Amanda, I want to be
here's
very
the
clear
thing,
about that.
right? But here's the thing. I think what, and you just said it.
Yeah.
When women take back cheating men, husbands, boyfriends, a lot more than men take back cheating girlfriends, wives. That's just how it is. And the reason why is what Myron just said.